Good morning, fifth graders, or good afternoon. Probably good afternoon when you're watching this. What is this guy? We got a space guy. We printed this last week using, instead of the black filament, we went with the white filament. And Sandra's going to paint it for us. So look, a lot bigger character than, oh, Sir Squishy Paws. Whoop, I just dropped Sir Squishy Paws. See? Bigger. This could be they're kind of a cute little couple. This could be the master. This could be the little doggy. Anyway, hello, good morning. Welcome to week 34. Now, yesterday you finished your math quiz. Thank you guys for doing that and turning it in. Make sure that you have that proof paper and turn it to Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith. Then also you worked on Sammy and Gigi, which we'll take a look at in a second. But I wanted to introduce you to the week 34 theme. So the week 34 theme, as you can see right here, is I can almost taste it. You could be like, taste what? I can almost taste the popsicle and the snow cones. We're probably not going to have snow cones, to be honest, but popsicles. Why? Because next week already. See, it seemed like it was so far away that May 13th and 14th was so far away, and now it's literally next week. So I would not be stressed about the snow cone prep test, okay, or the snow cone test, because we'll have another quiz Friday, and if you combine your Monday or your first quiz with your second quiz with your third quiz and the prep and the notes from last week, and of course, the studying of these flashcards, which I still know in my distance learning, there's kids that don't know what sum and product are. Come on, they're right on here. Memorize these, practice these, do them in class, practice them, just knowing what kind of problem they are, and then you can apply that when you're doing the test, okay? So that's why the theme this week is I can almost taste it, to remind you it's only a week away. All right, another piece of news. If you remember last week, I think I caught this on video. Mr. Gilroy came in and challenged us to a fish race. His new fish versus our old fish. So the Trojans / Cardinals, we had some fish. We have 3 fish. Jeffy, Tico, and Kazoo. Sorry, I almost blanked out. The 3 fishies. They're still alive. They're still well. And tomorrow, if things go well, as you guys are at distance learning, we are going to race Mr. Gilroy's fish. All right? So that you can all see it. Thought about doing it live while kids were actually here, but the problem is it's really hard to kind of control the fish after you drop them in, and to do it multiple times with trying to have his 4th graders and then all of you guys, because now you're all at school, it just would be too crazy. So we're probably going to do it online. But anyway, something to look forward to tomorrow. So make sure you tune in to second rotation, okay? Next, homework last night. So your homework class, I don't know how far you got on this. Do not overly stress if you didn't finish it. But it was kind of a fun assignment called Sammy and Gigi, prom anyone. Meaning, I set up a little scenario. You got to do a little bit of math and pick who you would bring to prom. So what I thought is we'd take a look at Ella's. So if we go over here to one that's already finished. Now, everybody's going to have something a little bit different. All right, so wait. I wanted to get Ella's. That's the actual assignment. So you want to do this? Oh, yeah. So I pulled hers up. I accidentally closed it. So if you take a look, what you were both basically supposed to do is go to the website, okay, for Applebee's, figure out what Brandon's going to eat, figure out what Sammy's going to eat, and what they're going to drink, and if they have a dessert, and then type it into this slide so you can see Brandon got grilled chicken for $15.29. Gigi got the double crunch shrimp for $17.29. They didn't have the drinks because they didn't have a place to put the drinks, but they also each got a drink. I wish they would have typed that, Ella. But the total for the dinner, including these 2 and the drinks, was $43.55. And if you round that to the nearest dollar, well, $43.55 is closer to $43 or $44, closer to $44. And then when you go to the next one, you have to add a corsage. Well, there's the guy. There's the guy himself that dares challenge us to tomorrow's fish race.
Right, really?
Well, we don't know if in 4th grade they can spare 20 minutes. We don't know because they have a jam-packed day. You see, 4th graders work like dogs. Okay.
I sense a little sarcasm there, Mr.
No, I think you do. You're the hardest working man in education. So there's Mr. Gilroy.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. He's getting his coffee and getting settled. At Chateau Relaxo. Let's just take a look at Chateau Relaxo just for the sake of it.
Isn't it sad?
There's Mr. Gilroy. He could come visit you today. Maybe he said hi yesterday. Did you?
Kind of in passing. I think I only saw Smith's.
All right, that was horrible camera work, and now you guys are all dizzy. All right, so back to correcting the homework. So after you had the total for dinner, then you had to add the $12.99 for the corsage and the $15 for a ticket. In this case, Gigi had the total to take Gigi to prom was $71.54, and then you have to subtract from 100 to get $28.46. But yours might be different depending on what they ate. And then the fun part, and I don't think Ella did the best job of this, is explaining why you chose which girl and why. She just says I chose Sammy because she's cheaper. Okay. And then the last slide, she also did not finish, even though she turned it in, because I wanted you to add 3 or 4 pictures that you just got right off the internet that represent the night in prom. It just makes this whole thing a little bit more creative and fun. If you didn't do that, okay, I understand. You can still finish it today if for some reason you have extra time or Miss Smith and Miss Lindsay want you to work on it. That would work too, okay? All right, so let's jump back here. All right, you've been listening to me talk now for 6 minutes. That's exciting stuff. Why don't we practice our flashcards? So you can do this as a class. You can get out of your seats even though there's really no room to stand up. So don't stand up unless they tell you to. But let's go through our flashcards. These are the basics. You guys are going into 6th grade. You have to know your multiplication facts. Like you're going to be a 6th grader. So you need to know what 7 times 8 is, okay? So anyway, I've got the ones that really give kids tricks. You know these rhymes. Let's go through them quick. So I'm actually going to stand up, showing off my tie Tuesday. All right, here we go. 6 times 8 is 48. Hopefully you're all repeating it. 6 times 6 is 36. Through your masks. Come on. 6 times 4 is 24. 8 times 7 in order. 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 times 7 is doing fine. Oh, if I just knew that, I'd be doing fine. I should be able to hear you guys over here when you do that one. 8 and 8 fell on the floor. When they got up, they were 64. 7 and 6 tied their shoe. When they got up, they were 42. How old do you have to be to drive a 4x4? 16. 8 times 4 the hardest? 32. And let's do our threes. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. Miss Lindsay or Miss Smith, maybe you could pick 3 kids to be able to do their threes for you. Just say them out loud. All right, now that we got some math brains kind of woke up, we're going to take some notes. So get out your math notebooks to the next blank page. Stay organized, 5th graders. And we're going to dive over. We will have a doodle of the day today. Now, why would we have a doodle of the day? Because today in the ABCD countdown is D for drawing. All right, so first let's do our 3-column notes. We got column 1. We're not going to have a problem of the day today, though. No problem of the day, but we will have a doodle of the day. All right, let's call this snow cone prep. Now, if every day you're writing snow cone prep, you're like, well, what's the difference between one day and another day? Well, the date. So 5, 4. Oh, that reminds me. May the 4th be with you. What Star Wars stuff do I have to go grab and show you? Oh, a special friend here. I need to stop screen sharing. I just looked at the date and realized, and I'm going to have to change the doodle of the day too. Let me stop screen sharing for a second now. Let's see. Let me go big here. So 5th graders, today is May 4th. And if you know from Star Wars, and there was kids in my homeroom that have never even seen Star Wars, they've heard of it, but they have never seen it. One of the big lines from Star Wars that the characters say to each other is, may the Force be with you. The Force being like the energy that surrounds everyone, it's kind of like good luck, but in the movie they say may the force be with you. But today is May 4th, so they say May 4th. Wait, yeah, may the 4th be with you, meaning like May 4th, May 4th, whatever. It's like a Star Wars celebration day. So I thought this guy might want to say hello to you. I created a summer program, and one of the things a couple of summers ago somebody made as their final project is this R2-D2, and I kept it. Look at how cool is that? R2-D2. So maybe this will be our doodle of the day today. So back to our notes, but may the 4th be with you. All right, now I lost it. I'll find it. Okay, so it is May 4th. We're going to take some note. Well, actually, let's start with the doodle of the day. What the heck? It is drawing day after all, and may the 4th be with you day. So down here, let's write our DOD for doodle of the day. And I'm changing up the doodle of the day. I don't even know if I'm going to do this right. Let's see here. That is a horrible R2-D2. I'm trying to draw them based on looking at it, but it's supposed to be R2-D2 from Star Wars. But these look more like wings than robot arms. Anyway, that was a very bad R2-D2. If you guys can do better, that would be awesome. You could show Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith. All right, let's take some notes. So the thing that we're going to look at today is multiplying decimals. So for multiplying decimals, let's think back. What is our rule? Okay, what do we have to remember when multiplying decimals? Let's write it right over here in our first column. We're going to ignore the decimal. We're going to do magic 0. We're going to count the decimal places to the right of the decimal, and then we're going to replace the decimal. All right, I'll let you get caught up. That's kind of a lot. It was a little blurry. So actually in practice, let's take a look at it. Let's pretend like we have 36 times 0.52. Actually, let's put 3.6. 3 6/10 times 52 hundredths. Okay, let's say that's our problem. So the first thing we're going to do is ignore the decimal, which means I'm going to take the decimal and just do 36 times 52. Now you could say, but Mr. Merrifield, that says 0 decimal 52, but a 0 means nothing if it's in the front. It just means like $0.52. Okay, so look, we're ignoring the decimal. So now we're going to do regular magic 0. Remember, we cover 2 times 6 is 12, carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Then we've got kill cross magic. Kill the 2, we're done with it. Cross out the numbers we carried, put down your magic 0. Then we're on the 5. 5 times 6 is 30, carry the 3 up, way up. 5 times 3 is 18. No, 5 times 3 is 15, 16, 17, 18. I had 18 in my mind before I... And then we add. Okay. So this looks like just a normal 2-digit multiplication problem, but now look, we're on step 3. count the places to the right of the decimal. So see the original problem here? 3 6/10. So this was the 1/10, right? And this had 1/10 and 1/100. So how many are there? There's 1, again, to the right of the decimal. There's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 total. So we'll put our decimal at the end and always move it 3 to the left. 1, 2, 3. So our final answer then is 1 872 thousandths. Okay, here's one I would like you guys to try now, and you can do this with Miss Smith and Miss Lindsay. I'm not going to correct this one. You'll have to correct it as a class. Let's try this. 4.3 times 0.75. Go ahead and pause the video and correct that one. But when you come back, I'm not going to be correcting that one. We're going to move on to something else. All right, actually, I want you to try one more. Just thought of it. Let's try one more as which you do with Miss Smith and Miss Lindsay. It's going to have a different number of decimal places. Let's try 6.63 times 5.4. Okay, why don't you guys do that one as a class? All right, let's dive into some more decimal things. Let's talk about place value here, fifth graders. Place value. So can you do this? Go like this. 1, 2, 3 lines, put a decimal. 1, 2, 3 lines, put a decimal. Okay, so what I would like to know is what place value is this right here that I'm pointing at. This is the only one I've ever asked you to memorize. Somebody out there knows it. I know a lot of kids know it. What is this one called? Yep, the 1/10. So if you have the 1/10 there, it makes it easier to know that this is the 100ths and this is the 1000ths. What place value is this? Yeah, this would be like you were back in second grade, the regular 1s, 10s, and 100s. But this number right here has another name. It's also called the whole number, right? Because it's one whole. See, one whole. Why does this matter? For the problem I'm about to give you, okay? So I want you to write this, fifth graders. Let's write 86 and 342 thousandths. See, 86, remember the decimal says and. 86 and 342 thousandths. But I want you to round it to the nearest whole number. Round it to the nearest whole number. So let's take a look at that. Let me actually write it up in this chart, right? So if I write it up in this chart, we have 86 and 342 thousandths. And it's asked me to round to the nearest whole number. So where is the whole number? Well, we just talked about it. The whole number is the ones place. So remember, you circle the ones and you look at the 3. The 3 is the boss. The 3 will tell you what to do. 5 or more raise the score, 4 or less let it rest. Remember the rhyme? Well, it's 4 or less let it rest, so it means the 6 rests. The 6 just stays a 6. And then what happens to the rest of the numbers? They become zeros. So the answer is 86. So why don't you guys try this one? Let's do 56 and 934 thousandths. Why don't you round this one to the nearest whole number? Go ahead and do that as a class. Okay, now let's try one more thing, one more new, not just in one more review thing, and it comes from your flashcards. Let me move R2D2 here. It comes from your flashcards. Where? Which one? This one right here. Simplifying things. Oh, there went R2D2. Simplifying things, meaning how do you make an equivalent fraction that's smaller? Let's write this. Let's write 6/8. How would you simplify this? Or make an equivalent fraction? Well, you're going to have to be able to divide the top and bottom by the same number. Now, here is a general rule. Here are 3 ways to try to, if you don't know right away how to make it smaller, you can go like this. Try to divide by the top number, divide by 2, divide by 3. Okay, so for instance, let's try divide by 6. 6 divided by 6 works, but does 8 divided by 6 work? No. So this one will not work for this one. How about divide by 2? Does 2 go into both 6 and 8? Yes. So you divide by 2, and you get 3/4. And that's as small as you can get it. So these 2 numbers are equivalent. Okay, let's try this one. Let's try 12 16ths. How would you make that one smaller? Go ahead and try it as a class. We will go over it though. All right, so let's say we try the top number. Can you divide 12 by 12? Of course, that always works, but does 12 go into 16? No. How about 2? Could you divide both? Does 2 go into both 12 and 16? Yes, because they're even. But here's a question. 2 will work, but is there even a bigger number? Is there another number that goes into both 12 and 16? 4. So you divide by 4 and divide by 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Remember, these 2 numbers have to be the same. 16 divided by 4, so we get 3/4 again. Now, some kids may have done this. No, Mr. Manfeld, I divided by 2. It does work. That's still correct. You would have gotten 6/8, but you see, then you have to divide that again by 2 to make it as small as it can get, and you will still get 3/4 as your final answer, either way. So Miss Smith and Miss Lindsay, maybe you guys can give them a couple of those. And I think that's enough for today. This video is already pretty long. If you need extra time in math class, 100%, you can go and study these flashcards. Okay, especially flashcards 1 through 4. And then your homework for tonight is going to be a sheet. It is 6 problems that looks like this. And all of the problems are based off of our notes today and off of the blue flashcards. And yes, we will be correcting that tomorrow as part of the video. Okay? Thanks for being great listeners. I'm so glad you guys are back in school. I'm going to come by and visit, and I'm bringing the chain. I'm bringing the gold chain to Miss Smith's class today and Miss Lindsay class on Thursday. You guys can look forward to me trying to print the top of the Iron Man helmet, hopefully tomorrow. I'm still working on cutting it and all of that. It's a little complicated, but we're going to try. I think the LED lights for the Iron Man mask have come in, so I can show that off to you guys tomorrow in second rotation. And also in second rotation tomorrow, hopefully, we're going to have that fish race. So have a great day. Hopefully, I'll see you in person.